Hello, good day everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and welcome to another Premier League prediction video. And I'll be talking about game week 6 prediction. But first of all, before I go there, I'll talk about how I played out for my game week 5 prediction. So if you look below, you see that I had one correct score, but I only missed 2 results completely, which means I had 8 results correctly out of 10 games. I had 8 results correctly out of 10 games. That's actually an amazing score. I only missed out 2 games, just the Fulham and Newcastle. I expected Newcastle to win, but Fulham actually won that game 3-1. And I expected Manchester City to win Arsenal, which everyone thinks, but it was actually a draw. And Man City were actually lucky to get a draw. So apart from those 2 games, my analysis for all other 8 games were spot on. So and that made me got 15 points here. If I had gotten about 7 to 8 correct score, which these ones were really close, most of them were extremely close. If I've gotten to, you just imagine these 8 games that were quite close, and I actually got the correct score, I would have won 20 million naira. So that's how it is. It's actually free to join. If you want to join, you go on the link, you go to superbru.com, superbru.com, and when you join the website, it's absolutely free to predict. But if you want to join my league, it's a mini league, free to join. You go and put in the league code teescome. So you put in the league code teescome, and you're going to join and see my performance and also see the rest of my friends and family's performance. I think I had someone who actually had 6 correct score. He actually had 6 correct scores. If he had actually gotten 1 more or 2 more correct score, he would have actually won this 20 million naira. And he told me it was inspired by my prediction. It was inspired by my analysis, and that's why he predicts. So I actually encourage everyone to register so we can predict together. If you're a football fan, it's something you do for leisure, it's something you do as a hobby. Just predict football, and when you can get about 7 to 8 correct score, and you're lucky with this slam points, you're going to have over 28 points, and you're going to have this 20 million naira just for free. So I encourage you to join if you have the time. Then let's see how we fared in my round 5, like I said. So if you look at it, I actually had good actually got the Chelsea prediction results, not the correct score now, the result. I got the Aston Villa own. I also got I missed this one against Fulham, like I said. So I got this 1-1 correct score. I also got this Liverpool own 2-0. I got this. I operated the draw and ended 0-0. Yeah, I operated 0-0 and ended 1-1. I had 2-1 here, ended 3-1. So you see, they were quite close. Yeah, I predicted 1-1, ended 0-0. Extremely close. Honestly, I predicted the draw and ended 2-2. I predicted 1-1. Okay, this is another game that I got lost. This is another game I actually got wrong. I missed 2 games, like I said, the Fulham game and the Arsenal game. So we expect that this particular game week 6, will be a better one. So let's go with game week 6. But before we go into game week 6, let me talk about the stat center. Of course, for you to predict good games, you don't just see results and just call them off your head. You have to use stats. Most of the time, you have to use stats. You have to use things that has happened in the past and compare these things and see that if they are rhyming together, everything actually comes to play. And that's what I've actually been doing, and it has been working for me for the past 1 decade. So we can see in the stats presently, Haaland has the highest goal. So you can expect Man City to win every game that they play. At least 1 of 2 games they should win it, or 1 or 3 games they should win it. And Haaland is a pivot player that will actually put in these goals. Then we have the highest assists coming from Saka, and we have the clean sheets from Alisson, which is currently injured. So for the club stats, which is good for the prediction, Man City has the highest goal. So if Man City is going to be playing against any team, you should expect Man City to score a lot of goals. And you see most wins have come from Aston Villa. Aston Villa actually has most wins, and that's why they are placed right now well in their league table. And we expect this win to keep on coming. And the most loss with the team is Everton. So let's go straight to the prediction and to the business of the day. So yeah, I use Super BRU. So this is game week 6 correct score prediction, and these are the prediction. So if you want to join, like I said, you can join for free. If you have let's see, it says 33 points can still be scored. So it's possible that someone can even score up to 33 points, but you just need only 28 points to get this 20 million naira. So let's see how it goes. So my first prediction is, and the first game is Manchester City and Newcastle. So in this game, I've actually predicted a 3-1 Manchester City and Newcastle. If you look at Newcastle, Newcastle has been poor lately. They are winning. They are winning. Don't get me wrong, but the truth is that they have actually been poor based on who they are and who they have been for the last 2 or 3 seasons now. Imagine they lost against Fulham 3-1 in away from home. Fulham is not a good side. They are below average, but Newcastle actually lost. Newcastle played woefully in that game. They were not doing well. Wolves is not a good side. Newcastle managed to win that game. Newcastle also managed to win Tottenham. Of course, they are playing at home. They managed to win that game. And Southampton is one of the worst teams in the Premier League right now. So there's nothing really special about Newcastle. But the thing about Newcastle so far in all these games that they have played is that they have scored in every game. Both home and away they have scored. And that's why I've predicted that they are going to score against Man City, which is good in defense but not as good as Arsenal. And Arsenal actually almost won them in their last game. And if you see in the Manchester City game, you see that they have won their last 4 games, apart from one of the games which ended a draw, and they were very lucky to draw this game. So they won their last 4 games and they drew one of them, and that's why it ended that way. So I've actually predicted that this game is going to end 3-1, and I feel Man City is going to edge this game out. So the next prediction on my list is Arsenal versus Leicester City. I'm predicting that this game is going to end 2-0. Arsenal is a very good defensive side. They were not very unlucky against Man City. They should have won that game. Apart from Man City game and the Brighton game, which they picked up some injury in that game and they have some issues in the officiating. They have actually won all their games. And out of those games they have won, 3 of them they had a clean sheet in those 3 games that they won. So this is a team that they hardly concede, all right? They don't concede regularly. So I believe Arsenal is going to pick up this form against a Leicester City which is newly promoted, has not won any game this season, and they are going to Arsenal to the Emirates Stadium to see if they can pick up even a goal, but I don't think so, because Arsenal will be extremely angry against that Man City game, and I believe they'll come up with full force to play against Leicester. Of course, it can go beyond 2-0, but the reason why I didn't predict beyond 2-0 is because if you look at their stats, you see that Arsenal has not scored 3 goals in any game. Yeah, they have not played any very bad thing, but at the same time, Arsenal are extremely cautious in their back, even while they play counter-attacking football. So I believe that this game they'll be very defensive wary, especially the game against Brighton that they played 1-1. They'll be defensive wary. They'll be concentrating more of their defense and also try to get the 3 points at the same time. So that goes to the next game, Brentford against West Ham. So I predicted that Brentford is going to win West Ham 2-1. Brentford is playing at home. They are not a bad side. They are a little bit decent. And we have Mbemo, which has been scoring a lot of games. The 2 games that they have won is it at home. All right. Now, if you look at Brentford has only won 2 games at home. Just 2 games at home. You have played only 2 games in the season at home, and they have won those 2 games. So I believe they should continue their home run. Their away games, they have not won anyone. But look at the kind of teams they have played against: Liverpool, Manchester City, and Tottenham. So of course you won't really blame them if they don't have 1 point from this game. But at home they have decent. They play Southampton, they won them 3-1. They play Crystal Palace, they won them 2-1. And they have conceded in those games, and they are playing again from home against a West Ham, who's Chelsea just trashed 3-0. So I believe this game Brentford is going to win 2-1 against this West Ham side being trashed by Chelsea 3-0. They have just won only 1 away game against a Crystal Palace, which has not been doing well. So you can imagine that Brentford will actually win this game. So that takes me to the next game at Stamford Bridge, whereby Chelsea will be hosting Brighton. So this game is a little bit tricky because Chelsea's wins have actually been coming from away from home. All right, we've not won any home game so far. Okay, in the Premier League, we've not won any home game so far. I was thinking about a draw in this game, but the truth is that if you watch Chelsea in their Cali Cup game last night, Chelsea rested their entire 11. So fatigue will not play anything against these players. All right, their first main 11 were all rested. Kopama was not even found. Madueke was not found. Jackson was not found in that game. So these guys are resting and very fresh. So I believe they will continue on this run. They have had 2 consecutive clean sheets in the Premier League and 1 clean sheet in the Cali Cup yesterday, which is 3 consecutive clean sheets in their last 3 games. So which is a very, very good side. And you can see Brighton is also not a bad side. All right, they have not lost any game this season. It's a very, very close call. The only reason why I've tipped Chelsea to win this game, not just like 2-1, but up to 3-1, is just because Chelsea is extremely ruthless. West Ham is not a small side. Chelsea beat them so well. So I believe Chelsea will continue on that run and will want to bring this home. They won 4-0 in their Cali Cup game, and I believe they will want to bring this kind of football. Chelsea is becoming much more better by the day, and they will, I feel the same thing that they did to West Ham, they are going to do it also to Brighton. But this time Brighton will score a goal, because if you look at Brighton, apart from Ipswich, which they did not score any goal, they have actually scored in all the games. So I believe they will also score against the Chelsea side. So that goes to the next game at Goodison Park. Crystal Palace will be hosted by Everton, which have not won any game so far. And Everton has lost their last 4 games and has just drawn just 1 game. So Everton, they have just been unlucky. To be honest with you, they have just been unlucky. They are not so bad, but the truth is that they have not just been lucky. Against Bournemouth, if you watch this game, they were leading, but Bournemouth came back, I think from 2-0 to win 3-2. Again, against Aston Villa, they were leading, and they were leading, and Aston Villa also came back and won that game 3-2. Against the Leicester side, it ended 1-1. So they are improving by the day, right? They are really improving by the day. And I believe they are going to win this game against this Crystal Palace side, which has also not won a game this season. Oh, what's happening here? Okay, it's not showing. They have not won a game this season. I believe Everton is going to win this game 2-1, because Crystal Palace has not won a game this season. They have been quite poor lately, and I just believe that Everton has been improving, and they will improve, and they are playing at home. So there's a lot of pressure on the team, on the manager, and on their home fans, with over 40,000 capacity crowd, to perform this week, which I believe they're going to respond with a win. It could be it's a slight win, but I think they're going to win, honestly. So in Nottingham Forest, which is a very, very tricky side, is going to be hosting Fulham, which is also a very good attacking side, not so good in their defense. Tricky side, Nottingham Forest, they are tricky to big teams, but against small teams, they are not so tricky. So that's why I've predicted 1-1. If you look at their style of results, a draw, a win, a draw, a win, a draw. And these draws these wins have come from a very big side, which is Liverpool, and they also won Southampton. But they have drawn against mid tables like Bournemouth, Wolves, and Brighton. Fulham is also falling in the category of like mid-table, and I believe they are going to continue that draw run they are having right now against mid-tables. And if you look at the Fulham side, you see that they've won good games. Newcastle 3-1 is a good achievement at home. Leicester 2-1 is also good. They have scored in virtually all the games except the opening games against Manchester United, which Manchester United actually defended in that game like they were playing the Champions League finals. You can imagine. So this is the reason why I believe they are going to play 1-1. They will not allow Nottingham Forest to win that game. Nottingham Forest also will try to overcome them, but Fulham is also a decent side. So it's going to end on a stalemate, and it's going to be 1-1. That moves us to the next game. Wolves will be hosting Liverpool, and Liverpool lost a game against Nottingham Forest, like I said, Apart from that game that they have lost against Nottingham Forest, they have won all other games. And they have won them 2-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-0, all clean sheets. And what I'm saying they are going to win, it's really going to be very, very difficult here, because I initially predicted a 2-0 win for Liverpool in this game. But Wolves have not won a game this season. They are under pressure right now. Their home games, they have scored in both games. Chelsea whipped them 6-2. Newcastle whipped them 2-1. But they have scored in all those home games. And I believe their home games is actually, their home scoring game run will actually continue. Liverpool is also a good side, but to keep a clean sheet away from home is very difficult. Very, very difficult. And Wolves should be thinking of improving and trying to win this game, just like Nottingham Forest did. So I believe Liverpool will not find it that easy, and Wolves will try to get that goal. So that's why I've predicted a 2-1. It can go, maybe Liverpool can keep a clean sheet. I remember the keeper of Liverpool is also injured. So because of that now, Wolves have an advantage of actually scoring a goal in that game. So that moves us to the next game, is Aston Villa against Ipswich. If you look at the Aston Villa side, when I showed in the Premier League stats, Aston Villa is the only side which has won more games than any other team. Okay, with Liverpool and Arsenal, but yeah, one of the teams that have won many games, and you can see that they have won their last 4 games and they have just lost against an Arsenal side. So I believe that run will continue. We are going to win 2-0 against this Ipswich side, which have not won any game coming up from the championship. So they will lose. Watkins is angry. Watkins wants to score, and I believe Watkins will score in that game. So move to the next game. Old Trafford will be entertaining Tottenham Hotspur, and I'm predicting that this game is going to end a 1-1 this time. Onana has been trying to prove me wrong so far. Onana has been hearing this podcast. He has been listening to this podcast in Old Trafford. He has been trying to prove me wrong by making sure he keeps clean sheet. He even saved the penalty, unbelievable. But this time around, I want to quote you, Onana, you can't keep a clean sheet against Tottenham. I repeat, you can't keep a clean sheet against Tottenham. Against Crystal Palace was a 50-50 thing, because Crystal Palace was not so good. At the beginning of the season, they have been struggling. They have been a shadow of themselves. Mateta came in the last game, but it wasn't so good in the previous game, and it wasn't so good. And they have not been doing so well. I wasn't really sure. I was in between, but I knew that game is going to end a draw. But this time, Onana, you are not keeping clean sheet. I know you are listening to me in this podcast, and I say you are not keeping clean sheet in Old Trafford. We have somebody called Solanke. He will definitely score or make an assist, and that's what's going to happen in this game. So that's why I've actually predicted 1-1 against this Manchester side and Tottenham. So it's possible, since they are playing Old Trafford, Man, you can edge it. Tottenham also can edge it. It's just, this game just requires who wants it more. It's just about the person that wants it more, and I believe both of them want it together, and that's why it's going to end a draw in this very game. So the next game is on Monday, and Bournemouth will be entertaining Southampton at the Vitality Stadium, and this game I've predicted is going to end 2-1. The reason why is not because Bournemouth is good enough to win this game, but the reason is because Southampton is the worst team in the league right now. Not won any game, has managed to draw only 1 game against their fellow promoted side Ipswich, and Bournemouth has only won 1 game against Everton, and these guys are trying to capitalize on people who are not so good. And we have somebody called Simeone. He's a midfielder. He's going to score in this game, or he's going to make an assist. He's going to make an impact. I think I watched the last game against Liverpool in this Bournemouth. I see that they are a team which loves to shoot. Liverpool's defense was so strong, but they are a team who love to shoot. And going against one of the worst teams defensively in the Premier League this season, they are going to shoot a lot and they are going to score lots of goals. They will try to score lots of goals in this game. So that's why I've predicted they are going to win 2-1 in this game. And that ends it. So I'm going to be talking about my summary pick in my usual way. So if you have not gotten anything from this podcast and you just want to listen to the summary, here is a summary pick. So Newcastle 1, Manchester City 3, Arsenal 2, Leicester 0, Brentford 2, West Ham 1, Chelsea 3, Brighton 1, Everton 2, Crystal Palace 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Fulham 1, Wolverhampton 1, Liverpool 2, Ipswich Town 0, Aston Villa 2, Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1, and finally Bournemouth 2, Southampton 1. And that's end the prediction for this game week. So make sure you make a comment, give it a like. This time I'm going to respond to all the comments. All right, just give it a like. If there's anything that comes up that changes, I will notify everyone. If the prediction changes based on what is going on, because this video is actually recorded even before the team talks. You know, on Fridays the managers actually give their team talks. So with those team talks, they give updates on players that are injured, players that are not fit, and that also changes scoreline. For example, I'm saying Newcastle against Manchester City is going to end 1-3, and Haaland will be likely to have a brace in this game. That's 2 goals. So imagine Guardiola comes in and says Haaland is not going to play this game. The scoreline will change. It definitely could end 1-0, or because if he doesn't play, Man City will be a bit defensive and Man City could win the game just 1-0 or maybe 2-0. But Haaland can change everything. So this game, this prediction is made very early on a Thursday. So we'll see if anything changes. I will put it in the comment section. I could change it. I will just post the summary video and you just let me know your thoughts. Make sure you make a comment. Share this video to all football fans around the world. Let them click on the subscribe button and share your thoughts at the end of the day. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.